following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 80 of the Big Yak Podcast. It is I, Mike Pratt, alongside me as always, Nico and Jax. Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right. How's
Wow. That was your last time you're going to say that.
That was the last time.
That was the last one.
That was the last introduction.
We're going right into the feels immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Jackson over here farting and stuff.
Yeah.
He just can't.
I got gas.
Can't hold his gas.
I got gas.
Yeah, that was the last. That was the last time. I don't got any words. Just gonna start crying right now.
The whole show
Please
is
don't.
just us crying
I'll
for
get-
60 minutes.
Please don't. I'll get weird if people start crying.
It'll get weird.
I don't
Like,
I don't.
what are you gonna do? They're
I don't-
very loud up there.
I don't know, but
What do you do?
I shut down.
You
When
shut
other,
down?
when other people cry around me, I get very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I just started crying right here, right now.
I'd probably go upstairs. Not even kidding.
Jesus.
That's fine. We're not
my
live.
God.
We're not live or anything, right?
Yeah, we're not live or
Right?
anything. How's everybody doing?
Good.
rude.
You know.
Jackson, you came back from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I got back from Pennsylvania about 45 minutes to an hour ago, and I'm here. Work, you know.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Love you.
Love you too, Mike.
It's very blue collar of you.
It fit with the whole the Bass Pro Shops, the
Okay.
flannel.
All right, it's enough.
Toby Keith died.
Dude, that was
That's a wild transition.
Yesterday was a rough day at the office, man. No, I was working in Pennsylvania yesterday too. It was like a 2-hour drive there, 2-hour drive back. Me and the dude that I work with, we listened to Toby Keith all the way up and all the way back.
Yeah. You
Rest
stopped
in-
by Krispy Kreme?
I did not. He did not want to stop by Krispy Kreme. He was
Oh.
driving the van. If I was driving the van, we would stop at Krispy Kreme.
See, that was a thing. That was the
we
thing
used to
do.
skip school
You'd
go there,
to go to
yeah.
Krispy
you run
Kreme.
down. There would be no.
You would get Chick-fil-A
person-
and Krispy Kreme. Then you come back.
There wouldn't be any other demographic to go to Erie, Pennsylvania by choice
Splash
than
Lagoon.
it is for Western New
Splash
Yorkers to
Lagoon.
get to Krispy Kreme.
Splash Lagoon. That's in Erie.
I never went.
It's,
I went twice.
It's lit. Splash Lagoon's the shit,
As a
dude.
kid, it's fun, but
I think I could go there as a 24-year-old adult and still have a great time.
Well, they have a bar
It-
there.
It would be kind of creepy if you went on your own.
I mean, I'm obviously not gonna go by myself. Me and Joey are going.
Ah, yeah.
Joey, do we have a camera visual of you?
For the first
No, not right
time.
now.
Yeah, we
Right
yeah,
now.
we, yeah,
For
we
the
got it.
first time, Joey's face will.
We will do a
be
face
shown
reveal
on
of
the
Joey
Big Yak
today.
podcast. There has been a face reveal. There was.
Was there?
Oh,
First time
yeah,
ever?
There was. Yep. Yes. Yep.
That
There
is
it
a
is.
That is
Yep.
a big yak moment.
I've been writing down. I need to just later on in the show, we're gonna be going over our favorite moments from the last 80 episodes, and I've just been trying to jot things down. That one's getting jotted down.
Nice.
Joey's first
yeah.
face reveal.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember it. I'm still trying to.
It was when we first introduced Jackson and Joey unofficially.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was up there.
Yeah, because you came on before him.
Remember I was sitting next to you in silence?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Back when I had to. It was the day I had to produce, right?
Oh, was Maranto not here?
Yeah.
And then after the bench,
And Joey was
debacle-
just in the background like this.
That's funny.
I'm trying to think who else did that. Oh, Ben did that when we had
Oh
him.
man,
on.
I forgot about Ben.
Yeah, forgot about Ben. Ben, our guy. Who else? I'm trying to think. There was somebody else too, or am I thinking? Or no, I'm thinking of Tank Talk. I think Scott did that with Maranto. I remember watching.
Oh,
another
just
episode.
sat behind
Scott
the
was just kind
scenes.
of sitting there like. Anybody, Joey, did you have a good week?
Yeah.
You meet any Impractical Jokers this week?
Not recently.
Not recently.
I did
You did?
last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
About 2
last
weeks
week.
ago now. Yeah. We talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Izzetti's. Yeah.
That was so weird. So it's still weird to me that he was just out and about. He was just there was no one with him. He was there by himself.
Yeah.
Nobody around him. No one was bothering him. He was getting a couple slices to go. And from like in the back, I was in like the back.
And then
corner
you
of
hear
the-
murr for
I
your
was like,
next
yo,
joke.
yo, what the I was like, what the hell is this guy doing here?
I don't
And
think
then,
he-
and then I realized he had a show.
Yeah, he's not on the Impractical Jokers anymore.
No, he's not.
He stepped away.
He
I've
did.
been on Impractical Joker TikTok actually for the last like week.
Hey,
You're
yo.
welcome. They heard us talking
They-
about it.
yeah.
I finished Percy Jackson. Anybody watch Percy Jackson?
I
Read
didn't
the
start
books?
it.
I can't read.
You can't read?
No.
Like never?
I do. In all honesty, I haven't read a book like by myself
The annotated bibliographies.
for what I've like the stuff that I've like a book that I wanted to read. Haven't done that since maybe 8th grade.
Back when
Yeah.
you had to do like
last time I checked out
annotated
a book.
bibliographies.
That's the last time I checked out a book from any type of library. Probably 8th grade.
I'd probably say the same. I mean, that's when I read those Percy Jackson books.
And
It
then
I
was
there was-
like-
started books, but
And
I
then there
never
was like
finished
that
them.
one book a year in like Kudis's class and stuff like that. I don't even remember. I couldn't even tell you what books we read. I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I wasn't there.
Shout out Mr. Kudis. If you're watching.
I don't know about that.
No? Okay.
No,
Don't shout out Mr. Kudis.
Revoking the shout out.
not Kudis.
we take it back.
Nah, Kudis is cool.
What?
He was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably not.
So let's get into our show. Talking about some NFL headlines, current events. It's Super Bowl week. Super Bowl 58?
58.
Yeah, I
58.
get the Roman numerals mixed up a little
Big
bit.
5'8".
Super Bowl 58 because it's the year my dad was born. So 1966 was the first Super Bowl. So he always makes a joke like, I'm as old as a Super Bowl.
Holy shit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so
He was meant to coach ball, dude.
Yeah.
Coach Ball.
Meant
He's
to be
Vince
Coach Ball.
Lombardi's
He really is.
reincarnation.
He's the Niagara Falls version of Vince Lombardi.
He really
Yes,
is.
he is. So Super Bowl week in Vegas.
I'm jotting down a moment.
Oh no, I already know. I already feel like I know what you're jotting
I
down.
know a moment
I'm
it is
scared.
too. It's fun.
Have you guys watched any of the clips from like the media day? I know some people were asking some out of line questions. I know like somebody asked Patrick Mahomes about his dad's DUI, and I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, why?
Because like anybody can go to the media scrum.
Yes.
Anybody can. So like I could have walked out there. I could have, if I was in Vegas, I could have paid to go there and ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can't screen questions. There's too much going on to screen the questions. So you could get up there and ask whatever the hell you want.
What color is your underwear? Like,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah, most of the clips I've seen from like the media scrum day was like other sports podcasts there, like Busting with the Boys and stuff like that. So they're just asking like the dumbass questions to them.
The layups and
Yeah,
You guys signed my Bush Light can.
yeah stuff like that.
Trying to think of what else. Like Brock Purdy was getting interrogated too. I saw they were putting him through the ringer.
Kid.
What?
Poor kid.
Yeah, he was with Patrick Mahomes. And they're interviewing him, and Patrick Mahomes is just like he's just like going through the motions.
He's like
He's
used to it. Yeah, and then Brock Purdy looked like a statue.
Dude, he did not look comfortable.
He does not look like he's ready for this moment, but he
Yeah.
might be. We don't know.
I hope he is.
I hope so too. I
You
don't
know.
think I could watch Patrick Mahomes win another Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Probably will though.
we'll get on. We'll
Probably
get into
will.
That. We'll get into that. Our predictions for the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's it's a fun week. The players they eat it up. It's just it's in Vegas too. One
Yeah.
of the most touristic places in the
it's
world.
the entertainment capital of the United States.
Entertainment capital of the world. Nick Mankerry's in Vegas.
Mankerry's
he
in
said
Vegas.
the president was there. I think
President was there.
he is
I think he's
there.
still
Was
there.
there? Yeah, I think he still is there. Usually goes. The president usually goes to the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Pro Bowl games recap. Did anybody watch the Pro Bowl games?
Baker Mayfield MVP.
Yep.
Flag football.
I saw Dan Orlovsky like hold
Light
his
it up.
own in the precision passing
Hey,
segment.
Tua finished at one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Tua, he came in last in precision passing. That was pretty funny.
The memes are pretty funny that came
Really,
out of
really funny.
that.
Dan Orlovsky beat everyone's score
Yeah, he got a 27.
in his
I'm
first
pretty
go.
27.
His first go on camera.
They were just doing it for like S and G's,
Yeah.
apparently, and then
S and G's.
yeah, and they just he just kind of like dominated. I'm surprised like C.J. Stroud didn't. I think he came in second.
Yeah, CJ Stroud
CJ
did
Stroud
pretty
did
good.
come in second.
Yeah.
No, but there was one play from the flag football game that actually like was crazy. It was
C.J. Stroud
the
touchdown.
CJ Stroud throw to the back left corner of the end zone.
That was to DeMartez.
Yep.
Imagine that.
He
connection.
he was running to his left, flipped his hips, and then flicked his wrist sidearm, and dropped it perfectly in a bucket, 30 yards away from the end zone. It's crazy.
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 Trying to think of what else.
Pro Bowl
I mean-
kind of sucks though. Pro Bowl kind of sucks.
It's lost its meaning over the years, which is very unfortunate.
Like it's more fun for the players that are participating, but there's no really like entertainment factor.
Like I'm
The
not
ga-
gonna go
the
out
games
of my
are
way
ca-
to watch it.
The games are kind of stupid.
I'll tell you what. The only part I do enjoy is watching the skills fun, like the fun games, like the best catch, the dodgeball, I don't even watch the flag football game.
I'm
I
a
literally
big
like
fan of kicker tic tac toe.
kick tac toe.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
That's fun.
Justin Tucker's gonna win that thing every year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude's automatic.
Someone just fall over upstairs.
Probably.
Maybe. There's
It's
a lot of riffraff going
Yeah,
on.
there's fucking war going on upstairs.
Yeah.
Every time we start our stuff.
Emerge Media Creators Co-op, man. It's a bustling,
It's
bustling,
a co-op.
bustling.
It is truly a co-op right now.
She's bussing.
Just bussing. Senior Bowl recap. Spencer Rattler was the Senior Bowl MVP.
Spencer Rattler, you are a giant.
You are a giant.
You are a New York Giant.
I'm not a big Spencer Rattler fan, but I
Nobody
mean,
is.
good for him.
Yeah.
I'm not a big, I was not a big fan of him in college. So I mean, hey, if you get anything out of this, cool. But he only had like 63 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, he didn't hurt his draft stock.
no. If anything, it went up a little bit, but it's just tough to see where these quarterbacks are going to go.
It's so weird, especially in recent years, where it's like the need for quarterback. Like, you see guys like Brock Purdy kind of become a thing, and now teams are adjusting and realizing, like, hey, we don't need to draft a third-round talent in the first round just because he's a quarterback, or we don't need to draft a fifth-round talent in the second just because he's a quarterback. There's finally that balance of quarterbacks getting drafted where they should be now. For first-round guys, that's completely different. But for like those Spencer Rattlers, like I don't know, he might be like the Will Levis of this year's draft, just falling.
That's how I feel. I think J.J. McCarthy's going to be that. I feel like he's going to fall out of the first round. He's going to go like early second.
Yeah.
He's going to be like that guy, like, oh, best available, players left on the board. And it's going to be like J.J. McCarthy, like
Shouldn't be.
going.
He shouldn't be.
You don't think he's a second round pick?
I think he's like a late second, maybe. Probably more than third.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why people are putting him in the first.
I've seen some people
Some people are
putting
putting him in the
first.
first round. JJ McCarthy, first round quarterback.
No.
That's disrespectful.
I don't see him as a first round pick quarterback.
Absolutely not.
But I mean, I could, if a team really is high on him, I could see happening, like kind of like Daniel Jones.
Number
like,
2 overall to the Patriots, or 3 overall to the Patriots.
I would.
I'd
I'd poop my pants.
Sure. Come on.
I'd be happy about that as a Bills
Wonderful,
fan,
rejoice.
but
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
but
As
like
long as we don't see, as long as I don't see the Patriots trade up to the number 1 slot, I don't care.
what are the instances like this happened? Like Blaine Gabbert going like top 5. That was crazy. That was wild. Like
That's
Daniel Jones going top 10.
Back.
Yeah, Daniel Jones going top 10. That was like I was sitting there. I'm like,
Crazy.
huh?
Mitch Trubisky was the first quarterback off the. Was he the first quarterback off the board in this draft? Or second?
He
He was
was
number
he was
2
the number
overall.
number
pick.
2 overall.
I think
That's
he was
also
I
crazy.
think he was the first.
I think
quarterback.
it was Myles Garrett that was number 1 overall.
He was in the same draft class as Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes,
Mhm.
and he was the first quarterback taken off the board.
Nasty.
Disgusting.
Very nasty.
Who do you think is going to take Drake May? I like Commanders.
I
feel
would
like it.
say if the Commanders don't trade up to number 1 overall, which I do have a theory that will happen, it will be the Commanders. But if he somehow slips past 2, he's definitely going to 3. I mean, you get a Josh Allen type guy. The Patriots have been getting bullied by Josh Allen for the last 5-6 years. They're going to want to kind of replicate that.
Aside from like Caleb Williams, like this quarterback draft class isn't like.
I mean, you got Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is up there.
Okay, so Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams,
Drake May.
Drake May.
You got 3.
Drake.
Those are the top.
Don't
three
sleep
first.
on Drake May,
They're
man.
the top three, yes. I mean, I like Drake May, but me personally, I don't think he is what some people are saying.
Are you saying he's closer to Zach Wilson than he is Josh Allen?
That's a big gap, brother. That's a
That's-
gigantic.
that is a big gap.
gigantic gap.
That's what I'm saying. Like number 2 overall, Zach Wilson, he was drafted for his big arm mobility. Josh Allen drafted number 7 overall, big arm mobility. Drake May, big arm mobility.
Yeah, I mean, other quarterbacks in the that are slated to go first round that I'm not too high on, like Bo Nix. That's a guy who's like coming up. That's like going like top 10. Like
I could see it.
He's damn near 30.
I
It's like
don't-
a Brandon Whedon situation again.
I don't mind Bo Nix, but I just wouldn't take him top 10.
Isn't it so great to be out of the quarterback conversation? Like
Yes.
with your
Quarterback
team having a
carousel?
franchise
God bless.
quarterback.
Yeah,
But-
it's nice.
Was Brandon Whedon back like years back? Was he a first round pick? He was like
was high.
29 when he got drafted by the Browns. The Browns draft him?
Yes, Brandon Whedon. I did not spell that right. He's 40.
40
He's
Yeah,
40.
he was drafted number 22 overall.
by Cleveland. Was it Cleveland?
Yep, Cleveland.
He's not the oldest quarterback drafted.
Who's the oldest quarterback?
Chris Wenke, 4th round pick by the Panthers in 2001.
Who?
He was 28 years.
28?
28 and 264 days
I
old.
was closer to collecting the pay. He should have just got a normal job.
He won
He
the
brought a
Heisman
9 to
Trophy
5.
at 27 years old.
What was
That's
he
not
doing in
even
college?
fair.
Like the college, like
That's
the
it.
guy's in his literal
That
human
man has-
athletic
that
prime.
Man, that man is he's like literally the most prime athlete
he
ever.
won Heisman
His
by
brain
default.
is fully developed.
Yeah, he.
What's his name?
Chris Wenke.
Chris Wenke.
I feel like I remember him. I'm gonna click on him. This is. Well, we might have.
We're going down. We're going down. a
Might have
wormhole.
stumbled
Sorry,
down a
sorry.
rabbit
This
hole.
is
He's
actually
51 right now.
Oh!
this is my fault. We're going down a wormhole right now.
He was born in the 70s. He was born in the 70s and he won a Heisman in 2000.
How does a guy, although he was once, what in the world? When he entered Florida State in 97 at 25 years old.
Oh my
He was a
God.
freshman at 25.
He was a 25-year-old freshman.
Loser.
I need more statistics. This is interesting.
I
I
need
have no
a
idea.
background about this guy. We might need to make a TikTok for him.
Chris Wenke.
Oh my god.
We'll have the number.
Whoa!
Like he looks old.
He's a member of the Georgia Tech.
Athletics
Yeah,
department.
he's
Okay, so the reason why he was so late was because he spent 6 years on the Toronto Blue Jays minor league team and then entered college as a freshman at age 25. So
he was
this
born
dude,
in 1972.
this dude graduated high school, went to the minor leagues for baseball, and then went to football afterwards. But instead of going to the NFL, he spent he spent 4 years at Florida State.
That is
Hey, he
crazy.
won a Heisman, man. Heisman winner.
Won a Heisman at 28 years old
That's insane.
in 2000.
That's crazy.
Got drafted that same year, 4th round.
Born in the 70s.
Yeah, he was a quarterback. Yeah, he left. Last season was with the Niners in 2007.
He has the second longest losing streak in NFL history at
Oh, wow.
17.
Oh,
This guy's a loser. I'm sorry.
he's not. He's won a Heisman. He won a Heisman.
I'm sorry.
He was a professional baseball player and then an amateur football player. And then
He's
a
currently the
professional football
co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Georgia Tech.
Good for him.
He's almost retired at this point.
51.
player. All right, let's reel it back in. We're going down a wormhole right now.
Yes.
It's just gonna open up
All
more
right.
and more questions.
Okay. Chris Wenke. That's crazy. I don't even know where we were before that. I got too invested in this
Yeah.
guy. So let's,
The draft order, we're talking about where Bo Nix would go, and I could see him going at number 8 to Atlanta.
I
You
have
need a quarterback, man. Unless they trade for Justin Fields.
Yeah. I can see Atlanta trading up.
That's. I feel so bad for Justin Fields. He's in like the weirdest spot ever right now.
He is.
Because like they have the number one. It could go like if the Bears keep the pick, there are two very different scenarios that could play out for Justin Fields. they could either draft Caleb Williams and then Justin Fields is just in limbo. Maybe gets traded later in the draft for a second-round pick or whatever, or they go Marvin Harrison Jr., number 1 overall.
I don't think he'll go. No, I think they'll trade down if their eyes are set on Marvin Harrison Jr. Then they'll trade down for him, probably to 3 with New England.
I saw a scenario with the Commanders and the Bears that if they go Marvin Harrison number 1 overall. Okay.
Choking on squirt.
He was just thinking about
My
the
God.
thought of New England trading up to 1 overall.
No, I just started choking on squirt.
Hey, yo.
So I saw a scenario where if the Bears actually do go Marvin Harrison 1-1, that the Commanders should instantly send over a second-round pick for Fields. Would you take that for Chicago?
Wait, so say the whole scenario again.
So Commanders have the number 2 overall pick and the second pick in the second round.
Okay.
Bears realistically don't trade out. They take Marvin Harrison 1.
Okay.
Do you trade a second-round pick? Or no. I'm not talking about
Take
Marvin Harrison. I'm
Caleb
talking about
Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Okay, I'm about
Caleb
to say.
Williams.
right,
Yeah.
I was like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
Because Caleb Williams is there,
So
number
if they take Caleb Williams number 1, if they actually do it, they said Washington should immediately get on the phone and send over their number 2 overall pick so they can take Marvin Harrison at 2. Would you take that if you are the Bears? You just got Caleb Williams, your new franchise guy. Would you take a second-round pick for Justin Fields?
a lot of people are saying that's the compensation.
I've seen
they
a
are
third
going
and
to
a
get.
fifth.
Third and a fifth?
That's
That's kind of a
That's
steal.
low, but it's like
That's a
it
little
is a steal for the team, and it's disrespectful to Fields. But you got to think he'll only have 1 year left on his deal unless they pick up his 5th-year option. So
He does have a 5th-year option.
it's kind of like up to the team's choice, and you got to take on that contract too of being a number 10
Like I
overall
said,
pick.
it's just a real shitty situation for him to be in. Like it's rough.
Yeah, he's in limbo.
He's
in
very
limbo.
much in limbo.
Just thinking about Marvin Harrison going number 1 overall, the last player to do it was Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson, dude.
ESPN guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN
He was
guy.
kind of
Salmon culture.
he was kind of that dude for a little bit.
He was a good receiver
Mm-hmm.
for Tampa.
Over
Tampa.
10,000
Jets.
Over
He's that
10,000
dude.
receiving yards,
He's that dude,
64
man.
touchdowns, 814 receptions, 3-time Pro Bowler, back when the Pro Bowl meant stuff,
That when the Pro Bowl matter.
and then Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If Caleb Williams realistically goes number 1, that would be crazy. But if I'm
Marvin,
calling,
you mean Marvin Harrison Jr. Because number 1 overall.
if Caleb Williams goes number 1 overall,
That wouldn't really be crazy. This one.
if they select Caleb
Oh,
Williams
with
Oh,
Justin
okay,
Fields
okay,
still
okay.
on the
I
roster.
see
I
what
will
you
sit
mean.
there like.
Yeah, no, they'd be making deal if they're set on Caleb Williams. They'll have already made that decision to move on from
I
Justin
heard-
Fields.
Caleb doesn't want to be there, man. That's a rumor.
That's
the rumor.
okay. There was a rumor, but funny enough, it was actually Colin Coward who reported on it. His Caleb Williams camp reached out to Colin Coward and was like, "We're not saying that we don't want to go to Chicago. Like we are for Chicago. We love the city. We love the team. I could be a part, or Caleb could be a part of something great there. So he cleared the air. So
Caleb to Vegas.
Caleb to Vegas would be."
Him and Devontae Adams with Josh Jacobs at
I
running
mean,
back.
With Antonio Pierce too,
And Antonio Pierce.
and allegedly Chad Ochocinco.
I don't know if it's a coaching role.
Is
but
it like
it's
an assistant role? What's he doing over
They
there?
didn't
Madden,
specify.
Madden ratings adjuster? Like what?
They didn't specify on what the role was, but it's
Get Ocho out there.
it's a position within the team.
Let him run routes.
Don't know.
Get him out there.
It's probably an assistant coach. Like
he should be a assistant receivers coach, and then make his way up. I mean, he should do that. I mean, his film, is insane.
he's a great.
He's
a great.
One of the all-time best.
And I'm surprised like Terrell Owens isn't like a wide receivers coach. In the NFL
I think it's because Terrell.
Well, he was playing in the FCF.
Oh, he's still trying to play.
He's 48 years old. He was
I
playing in
think
the
it's 'cause
FCF.
Terrell Owens' ego is gigantic. He doesn't want to think that he's not a player anymore.
He can still play.
He did. He caught a touchdown in the FCF.
In the fan control football.
Uh huh. At 48 years old, he caught a touchdown.
I think one of us could do that.
Don't sleep on the FCF, man.
I will.
Don't sleep
I
on the
will.
FCF. It's actually kind of fun to watch.
It is cool. It's a cool concept.
Last bit of news we have in NFL headlines. Cliff Kingsbury backs out of Las Vegas and heads to Washington to become the Commanders' offensive coordinator. That was a little
What
nutty.
happens to Eric Bieniemy? He's not going to be back with the team. I thought when Bieniemy went over to Washington, he was just going to be taking over Riverboat Ron whenever he left.
Nope.
Is he like getting blackballed? Like
is
what's
he,
going on?
Is he not the guy that everyone
I
thought
guess
he was?
he is not well received by players. Is from my takeaways and from what I'm hearing.
So he's just like not a player coach,
He's like a kind of just like a dick.
a dick. Interesting. He doesn't look like a dick.
I know. I don't really know much about him, but that's what people are saying. Is like he's not very likable in the locker room.
I feel like he's just very quiet.
And then on top of it, his stats. I mean, this year.
Led the NFL in passing, I think, technically, with Howell. Dude, 22 interceptions.
In terms of efficiency, it
bad.
it didn't move the needle. Like it was like the same from before he got hired.
So yeah, Cliff Kingsbury backed out. It was some contract disputes, and I think also their new president or the player personnel guy, the guy they got from the Warriors, I guess, played a big part in swaying him from backing out as well, and was throwing him some money as well. So yeah, that's
And that plays into my theory of Washington trading to number 1 overall to grab Caleb.
Yeah, pair the Caleb and the Kingsbury duo I don't know
Bring them
what I'm
back
saying.
together.
Reunion. So yeah, that was a little interesting bit of news. Like him going to Vegas, I was like, interesting hire. And then backs out. Oh, I'm going to
He was just going to Vegas to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He was out there just sniffing it out.
Yeah. So that's for our NFL headlines. For our debate, what is the best Super Bowl of all time or personal favorite? What is your guys' best Super Bowl halftime show? Same concept, all time or personal favorite?
I mean, I feel like for like best Super Bowl of all time, it has to be. I feel like that should be a consensus, like the Patriots Falcons.
Oh, you were gonna say mine
Like
involved the
like,
Patriots.
The best Super Bowl all time overall. That's not my favorite Super Bowl by any means, but
In terms of narrative, yeah.
in
you're
terms
on
of
the money.
narrative and just aura of the Super Bowl, that is the best Super Bowl of all time.
That answer or that question kind of changes from generation to generation because like the best Super Bowl in my like viewing history as a fan, not my favorite, but what I thought was the best. Actually, the opposite. Not the best, but what I thought like was my favorite to watch was the Eagles and the Patriots back in 2018. That was so much
such a
fun to
good
watch.
Game, dude.
I'm going to counter you guys. I'm going to go Seahawks Patriots.
Seahawks Patriots is
That was a good one.
Another all timer.
That game, like, I was on the edge of my seat. Like, I'm not saying, like, those games I wasn't either, but, like, that game, dude, the whole, like, Malcolm Butler interception, I've never seen that ever. And, like,
And it's just the
that's gotta be-
storyline behind it. It's like why when you have
Dude.
the best running back in the league
You have
are
the
you
best.
People
the
still talk
best
about
goal,
this.
goal line back.
Yeah.
The best goal line back.
maybe ever up there. He's up there.
Okoye would say so.
All time great.
He is an all-time great. But yeah, you have one of the best goal line runners ever. A generational talent in the backfield.
Let's not forget they were running on him all game too.
And you threw a slant. It wasn't even to their
It was
best
a,
receiver.
I think it was a stick. It was like a stick route that they threw.
It was some.
Yeah.
It was some dumb. It was just fucking. It was dumb
Colonel
ass
Lockett
shit.
or, like...
Yeah, it wasn't even to their. It wasn't even to their best receiver either.
Yeah, their best receiver, they had Lockett, I think, at the time, and they had Doug Baldwin.
Mhm.
So, and then it was the guy who had that, like, crazy, like, random
He had-
game in the Super Bowl. It was, I think,
he had
Ricardo.
just caught the. And that's
It
one of
was
the one
It
plays.
was Ricardo Lockett.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where he caught the ball like between his legs after it bounced off. the
That play
Patriots
will never be
defender.
remembered because of the end of that drive.
Yep.
If that drive ended in a touchdown, the greatest
Hero.
play wouldn't be the Malcolm Butler interception. Obviously, it would be
That catch.
him catching that ball, which was unreal at the time. So that's a good point because that was a crazy ending.
Yeah, Jermaine Kearse had that catch, too.
Mhm.
The bobble catch that set
Yep.
up the whole, like, scene.
Mhm.
Like, that to me was, like, I was pissed off because of, like, I was obviously not rooting for the Patriots, so that easily should have been a Seattle win.
One
Is
of
that
the
your guys' personal favorites?
no. The best in my opinion, the best Super Bowl of all time is Falcons and Patriots.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, just because of like nostalgia for myself, was like reminds me of like when I was like a young kid, was Steelers against Cardinals.
That was in the back of my mind. Steelers Cardinals.
That was a baller Super Bowl. That game was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember it very specifically. I was at this pizzeria.
You're gonna keep going. You're gonna go right into my next point.
I was just at this pizzeria and I was just like running around. I was all like hopped up on sugar. It's a Super Bowl. I was just excited. I wasn't really into football, but like after that, I kind of got in. I started getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
I can like just the Santonio Holmes catch to win that game is probably one of the most iconic. To me, it's probably one of the more iconic Super Bowl moments. Also, James Harrison's 90-something yard interception, pick six. Like that
Great.
game as a whole.
With to your point, I think when it comes to favorite Super Bowls, a lot of it has to do with like that point in your life and where you are in that moment watching that game, and then if it was a good game. So if it was a good game and you're in the right setting, like that's like boom, that's always going to be someone's favorite Super Bowl. So yeah, for me, like that Eagles and Patriots game. Freshman in college, I was like on my own. I had all of my friends. We all gathered in like this like community area in the dorm room, and then like people that were in the residence halls were all like popping in and like watching the game too. And we had ordered all this food. It was like we had created this like giant Super Bowl party, and it's like that's what the game's all about. Like, it's these moments like this that you watch these games.
Yeah. Favorite for me. I'd probably say either that Steelers Cardinals one, obviously the Patriots Seahawks one that I mentioned, but Patriots Giants the first matchup. I think it was like 2008 or 2007.
The Kingslayer, Eli Manning.
That was the first Super Bowl I remember personally. I watched a little bit. Like I'm trying to remember the Bears Colts Super Bowl with Prince. I don't think I was that invested. I was also like 7.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I remember Patriots Giants. I remember watching the David Tyree catch, and everybody in the room was like, "That's not a catch. That's not a catch." And here's my little ass like, "That's a catch. That's a catch. That's a catch." And,
Well, actually.
and so I was like, "That's a catch," and it ended up being a catch, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, I just remember that moment like very vividly, and that's like one of those like early football moments that got me to become a fan that I am today. I probably would say like the memory of that it sticks in the back of the head. But the Cardinals Steelers one was like
That's the first one that
below.
That's the first one that I vividly remember.
Yeah, that one I was more invested, and just like the back and forth between Big Ben and Kurt Warner. Larry Fitzgerald
went off that
yes,
game.
dude. Oh my god.
He was going stupid. Well, Julio was going absolutely.
Julio?
No, I'm going back.
Oh, Falcons.
The Falcons Patriots. Julio was having a monster
Yes,
game,
he took over.
and
He lost.
they lost.
Yeah. Best Super Bowl halftime show and personal favorite.
I already know your personal favorite.
It actually isn't what you think it is.
It's not.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. This might be a hot take. You guys might look at me strange, but 2017, when Lady Gaga jumped into the stadium,
That was a good.
That was
performance.
cool.
that was an all-time. That was an all-time
That
halftime
was
show.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, there's been some really, really good, amazing performances. I mean, like a lot of people, like a couple years older than us will say like Prince and stuff like that from like.
Do you remember
early
the Prince
2000s.
one or no?
I've watched it.
Yeah.
I've watched it on YouTube, and I would say that's probably the best halftime show ever.
Yeah, so for me, like the best one ever. I mean, I wasn't alive for, the Michael Jackson one, but I went back and watched it.
The Michael Jackson one was killer too. I watched that too.
Yeah, that one was fire, and it's just like probably the greatest performer of all time. Getting a Super Bowl to himself, and also like he was doing a Super Bowl at a time where I think we're at war, right?
93.
Yeah, I think it was like 92 or 93.
Yeah, the
I think
golf-
that was the
golf
Persian
Bowl,
Gulf
yeah.
War. You know, it was a Super Bowl to try to like heal the world. You know, that's what they describe his halftime performances is that Michael Jackson healed the world. I'd
Probably did.
Probably
Honestly,
did.
he probably did.
So I would probably say Michael Jackson. It's a
They
tie.
didn't heal the Bills that game.
They didn't heal the Bills. Bills got
52-17.
blown
Yeah,
out.
that's when we got our dicks kicked in.
That
by
That was the
Dallas.
last time the Bills had entered the Super Bowl.
It's all Michael Jackson's fault.
I wish I was alive to witness that. The Prince one, again, very vividly remember, but I went back and watched it. Like, if I would have been like, if I was like this age back then, and I would have watched that, dude, it would have been like, I probably would have cried.
Yeah, I wish Prince was like Prince and Michael Jackson. Like, I wish they were all as big as they were. Like
Now,
now,
Just to see
like
them
the, like the
social
prime of their
media age.
career in the middle of the the social media like complete takeover.
Mhm.
Like they'd be even more famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like Michael Jackson had people fainting.
passing out.
He
Passing
didn't even have
out.
to do anything. He was just standing there and people were passing out. That's the most goated shit ever. Like
You're not wrong there.
That's it's crazy. Crazy.
not
crazy,
wrong there.
crazy. But a lot of the halftime shows from like the early 2000s, the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they could be topped.
In recent memory, I thought the Dr. Dre halftime show was
It was
fantastic.
great. It was super dope.
That was
in
awesome.
The Super Bowl in LA.
And having it in LA too, with
Mhm.
the introduction to SoFi Stadium,
That was cool.
that was like just one of the all-time.
The weekends
for
was
me.
good just because it was during COVID
And
so
there
he-
was
you c- he
so much money and
he-
so
there
much
was
like
so much money put
design
at that
and
production,
Mhm.
and there's so much
Yeah.
more stuff for them to do because the stadium was just pretty much
right.
damn near empty.
You still see the gif of the mirrors,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's a
It
regularly
is-
used.
that was an iconic performance, but my personal favorite, shit. Strictly for the memes that came out of it, like when it was the Katy Perry's
with the left shark.
left shark.
That was a funny one.
Goated meme right there. I don't know. Like honestly, I think the one like I would say a personal favorite is one that you go back and have watched again and again, like more than once. And for me is Prince.
Rihanna. I
Rihanna's
cannot
was-
go past, and I can't not
Rihanna's
mention
was
Rihanna.
really good too.
Mhm.
There's
Ri-
been some really good ones.
Rihanna's was that was one
Janet
that I
Ja-
did go
Janet
back and watch.
Jackson.
Janet Jackson. Well, that was Nipplegate.
I know.
was a nipple
You know what? That was my favorite. That one was my favorite.
course.
Were we alive for that?
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah,
one?
that
It
was like
Janet Jackson and Justin
2005,
Timberlake,
right?
Yeah.
2004?
I don't think I never watched it live.
But yeah, actually,
2004.
Oh yeah,
Janet
I was
Jackson
awake.
and Justin Timberlake. Best one. Best one. The
I
best
might
one.
say Bruno Mars.
I forgot about that one.
Bruno Mars. I don't
It's
know.
another good one.
Bruno
It's-
Mars is probably my personal favorite, and then The Weeknd.
It's so funny, like looking back at it, because every single year you look at the halftime show and you're like, oh, that was mid, and then you look back and you're like,
That was sick.
that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wish
I feel like Usher's about to kill it.
Usher's gonna kill it.
Usher's gonna crush
This
it.
is gonna be a fun one.
Next year, Sean Kingston.
Sean Kingston.
That'd be so sick.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about like because Usher.
Taylor Swift.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
I could.
If in all real like as realistic as possible, that's probably what's gonna happen next year. If not next year, the year after that.
Trying to think like what was like the worst halftime show. Like you like halftime shows you guys watch and are like
I can't remember one that I was
That
just like.
sucked.
I think I just data dumped the ones that I didn't like.
I didn't like which one was it? I think it was the Who.
When did the Who have it?
That was the Saints Colts Super Bowl. Maybe it's just because I'm not a big like
The U2.
fan. You know,
You two did a halftime.
U2, yeah, it's actually like widely regarded as one of the best halftime shows.
Travis Scott's one was pretty bad.
I don't even remember that.
Wait,
It's pretty
what?
bad.
Travis Scott did a halftime?
Travis Scott did a halftime.
Yeah.
When?
I forgot about that.
2018 or 19?
Yeah.
Travis Scott did one. It was really bad.
Okay, yeah, I remember it. That was ass.
Yeah,
It was
really
ass.
bad. It was really bad.
It was just him on a stage, right?
It was him and Adam Levine.
Yeah.
That might be like the
that's the worst one. That's the worst.
I remember
one.
watching that. I'm like, yo, this is horrible.
That is the worst one.
Because Adam Levine himself is kind of cringy in my eyes.
Oh yeah.
And you
I'll
put a
say.
Travis. It's just like Travis Scott with like the meteor just coming down. they interrupted the SpongeBob performance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot
It's all
about that.
coming back.
SpongeBob's performing again this halftime show.
Yeah.
I hope they
he
do
is.
it right this time.
I think they're doing it to start the game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
they're doing
start the
Sweet
game.
Victory. That's right.
Sweet
that's
victory
Right.
to start the game, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Should be at the end,
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
but still cool.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for that.
I want to get your guys' thoughts too on the Taylor Swift Super Bowl theory, the
What are
the
odds?
conspiracy theory.
What's the conspiracy theory?
There's something about Taylor Swift rigging the Super Bowl.
Rigging?
What is she shaving points?
Is it the 13?
doing?
Is it the thing with the number 13? I saw
Super Bowl
Taylor
58.
ones.
5 plus 8 is 13. Kansas City Chiefs will pay the San Francisco 49ers. 4 plus 9, the 49ers. 4 plus 9 is 13. The big game is on February 11th. 2-11, a.k.a. 2 plus 11 equals 13. Super Bowl will be Taylor's 13th game watching the Chiefs. Coming from Tokyo. Speaking of Tokyo, her flight from Tokyo, where she'll open the 2024 international leg of her Eras Tour, clocks in at just about 13 hours of flight time.
Oh my god.
The 49ers are the 1 seed and the Chiefs are the 3 seed.
13.
13. What's Taylor Swift's favorite number?
13.
87.
It's a red team versus a red team.
What number is the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers?
13.
13.
This is so stupid.
I'm just saying.
This is so stupid.
I don't know what she's doing to the Super Bowl, but she's doing something to the Super Bowl because
She's
all
go
those
Niners.
She's
13s.
shaving points.
Go Niners.
Watch.
There's gonna be a power outage.
The score's going to be 31-13.
That's
Third-
another fire Super Bowl. Ravens Niners. That was the Harbaugh Bowl. Oh my god, that was another fire Super Bowl.
That was another fight.
The what's it called? The blackout game.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Colin Kaepernick
Worst
versus
Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Patriots Rams.
Yes.
Oh, that sucked. I think that was,
Patriots
everyone. That
Rams.
was
I
terrible.
watched that on deployment. It made me hate my life even more. We were
You'd say I'd rather go back to work.
when we when this. I've been on deployment for 2 different Super Bowls. I was on deployment for that one, and I was on deployment for Rams Bengals.
That was a good one.
Rams Bengals.
It was solid.
It
That was
was
a solid
It
game.
was solid.
It wasn't like, but it was solid.
But no, I remember because we do like a big watch party for like the whole boat does like a big watch party, and every single person, we were all excited about this. Like we were so pumped up, and then that fucking stinker of a game, 13-3 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
1 touchdown.
Gross.
And that was a Rams team that was one of the highly touted.
That was the same season that had the
50.
Chiefs Rams
The
game.
Chiefs-Rams shootout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you a single moment from that game. I don't remember a single thing. I don't know who was halftime. I don't know anything.
I think that was the Travis Scott
I thought he
halftime
was-
show.
I thought it was 2018.
That was, I think, the Super Bowl.
I don't know, but either way,
Do we have underdog pick 5?
I do not.
Trying to get paid?
No.
Yeah, it was Travis Scott.
Travis
The
Scott?
Patriots Rams Super Bowl had Travis Scott as a halftime show.
Shit.
That might go down as
halftime-
the worst Super
shit
Bowl.
halftime.
ever.
Shit.
Put it.
game.
Just put it. Throw it out.
Fucking throw that thing out.
Throw that
Just
thing
erase
out.
it from history.
All right, time to get paid. We are proud to be continuing partnering with Underdog, our favorite place to play fantasy games. Got to check out their pick 'em one last time. It's so easy to play. Just pick 2 to 5 stats of your favorite players and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can 20 times your money by going 5-for-5. And if that sounds like fun, download their app today and sign up using our code BIGYAC. That's BIGYAC.
Big Yak.
To get your first deposit of up to $100 matched. We cannot wait to see your entries. And while your guys are getting your pick 5s up, I just want to announce that the Big Yak Podcast is now also sponsored by SeatGeek. Shout out to the SeatGeek team for sponsoring. The show recently became a brand ambassador for them. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They, out of a 0 to 10, score each ticket to know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Green is good and red is bad. All of our viewers and listeners using the code Big Yak Podcast get $20 off their first ticket. Click the link in our bio. It should be up by now. Check it out on our link tree. Again, that's code Big Yak Podcast. Check it out today. Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring our show. So, that being said, gotta pick 5. I gotta pull it up on my phone. I don't have it up on my computer, but
Mine's also ready to go.
let's take it away. Travis Kelce, 74.5 receiving yards. Give me the higher. I think this one you could just set in stone and take it to the bank. I mean, this has, again, we just talked about the Taylor Swift conspiracy. This has Travis Kelce game written all over it. That being said, Patrick Mahomes, 261.5 passing yards. Give me the higher. I think this is going to be an offensive game. I think we're going to – this might be one of the most viewed Super Bowls in recent memory.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that the refereeing will play into that. Guys are going to be a little bit more loose and they're going to be a little bit more lenient on the flags, kind of with that let them play mentality. So I think we'll see a lot of that coming in this game.
They weren't last year.
They were not.
They
were
weren't
not.
last
They were fucking tossing laundry all over the field last year.
Isaiah Pacheco, 67.5 rushing yards. Give me the higher. I think it's going to happen. Again, this still has Chiefs all over. I think this is going to be a very strong offensive game from the Chiefs. Brock Purdy, interceptions, 0.5. Give me the higher.
Show that to Debo.
I think Brock Purdy gets a pick. That's iconic. That is an iconic image.
I don't know if you guys can see this, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but Isabella watching, and she just shared this picture of Jackson.
That's legendary.
Oh my God.
It's immediately going to the
Put it in the vault.
That's funny.
Oh, it's a sticker.
She made a sticker.
Oh, that's too good.
Sticker.
That is too good.
That's great.
funny.
That's funny. That's great.
So, yeah, Brock Purdy, give me an interception. I think it's going to happen. That Chiefs defense has been no joke all season. And lastly, Deebo Samuel, 16.5 rushing yards. Give me the higher. They have been using Deebo out funky in these last few games. And, again, this is the Super Bowl. I think we're going to see some flashy plays. We're going to see some things. Guys are going to be pulling out all their tricks in this game. So if there's a prop for over-under on how many trick plays, it's probably set at 1.5. I'm taking the higher there, too.
Christian McCaffrey passing touchdown.
I could see it right now.
Touchdown. I literally just had my pick 5, and Underdog just booted me out of it. So that's cool.
Jackson's sticker killed
Jackson's
it.
Sticker cursed me. I'm gonna remember it right now. So I had Rashee Rice and over. Or no, oh wow.
You're going to have a stroke.
Higher. Okay, we're back.
You're
We're so back.
going to have a stroke trying to do that.
Jackson, you
shit.
got a pick 5 ready?
I don't.
All right.
This will be real. I did not.
Brandon Ayuk higher than 0.5 touchdowns. Rashee Rice higher than 0.5 touchdowns as well.
You had Butker on there.
Harrison Butker higher than 1.5 field goals made. Who else did I have? Fred
Kelsey.
Warner, combined 8 tackles of solo and assist tackles. That is the higher than the last
That's a
one.
lot of tackles.
It was. It hit last week though. It's
Eight.
tackles and assists.
Okay.
Yes.
I think he can very easily get that.
He hit it last week by a long.
Interesting.
And then you had Patrick Mahomes on there.
No, it was
No, Debo. Yeah, Debo and
Deebo Samuel higher than or
58.5 receiving yards
Yeah.
higher.
higher.
And you had Travis Kelce something. I didn't see that line.
Deebo
Might have been a
Samuel,
touchdown.
I do remember higher than 63 receiving yards.
Remember Travis Kelce higher something. Travis Kelce was on there.
Was that already 5?
That was 5.
That was 5.
Yeah. I don't know. Or no.
There was 5 right there.
Yeah, that's 5 right there. So that's
I don't
Underdog
know.
pick 5.
I don't know how to count.
Underdog booted me out of that, so thank you. Let's go to Taking It to the Bank, and it's going to be a really short rendition of it because there's only one game. So I'm loading up the old FanDuel right now.
It is the big game.
The big game.
One last pick to take it all home.
To take it all home.
San Francisco is 2.5-point favorites. The Chiefs are technically the home dog here. The Chiefs are the home dog here. Over under is set at 47.5. Give me the Chiefs.
I will say this: whoever's wearing the white jerseys are favored all time in the Super Bowl.
Who's wearing the white jerseys?
The Niners.
What's the record?
I forgot what the record was. It's like 39 wins with the white jerseys. White jersey Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super duper bowl.
Super Bowl.
Conspiracy.
Oh my god, not everything's a conspiracy.
The lucky white uniforms.
You want to start talking about conspiracies? I'll start talking about real conspiracies.
Aliens?
Nope.
Oh.
Other ones.
Other ones? Like what?
You know.
Chupacabra?
Nope.
No. Who?
He's real. That's a real thing.
The who?
Chupacabra. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get any secret intel in the Navy?
No.
You get any word on aliens?
Nope.
Are you sure?
They ain't real. I mean, they are real, but I don't know.
Are you sure
They
you
didn't tell
didn't?
me nothing.
Are you sure you didn't get past any secret qualified documents?
Oh, I'm very sure. I would have been the wrong guy for those to fall in the hands of. I would have told everybody.
I do have this stat. Teams wearing white in the Super Bowl have won 16 of the last 19 games
God
with the Chiefs wearing red and 49ers rocking white.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I don't know. Throwing that out there. I'm also going Chiefs. Clean sweep of the Chiefs.
All right,
Super
no,
Bowl.
I won't be the pussy of this. I'm going 49ers.
You going 49ers?
Yeah, 49ers are gonna win.
Yeah. Over under set at
Joey, where you going?
Joey, you got to give us
I
your
was just
take.
gonna ask you a question. You get back here
He's
right
dodging.
now. This
He's
dude's
dodging.
He's
dodging.
running.
He's edging.
Draft
Um,
What?
Draft dodger.
Draft dodger. Yeah, over under set at 47.5. FanDuel Super Bowl specials. Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy combined for 50-plus rushing yards, plus 150.
Oh, I got a whole list of props, to fun ones that we can kind of dive into.
Let's hear it. We gotta wait for Joseph.
First commercial shown. It's either going to be the drumstick commercial with Eric Andre in Uber Eats, or it'll be the drumstick commercial with Eric Andre, or the Uber Eats commercial. The Uber Eats commercial is the favorite right now, at minus 195 odds.
Is there an option where it's neither?
No.
So it's only those two options.
So
Between drumstick and Uber Eats. Drumstick's sitting at plus 135 odds.
I feel like there's like a list that you can see of like the commercials.
I like drumstick.
Reba McEntire is doing the national anthem.
Who?
What
Over.
color will Reba McEntire's hat be during the anthem?
Who even is that?
You don't know who Reba McEntire is?
Reba McEntire. Do you know who Reba McEntire?
Like the
is?
queen of country music?
I don't listen to country.
I neither do I.
Are you?
I don't listen to country either, but I know who Reba is.
I have no idea who that is.
Crazy.
Really?
Nope.
Well, you're gonna be shocked by her voice during the national anthem.
Take the over. She's gonna.
It's hat color.
No, I'm just
Does
saying.
she wear hats like
no,
that?
but there's some sports books allow you to bet on like over under for time.
Of course, that's
And-
not exotic enough.
Reba's hitting the over.
That's not an exotic enough bet
Reba's
for this segment.
Reba's gonna stretch it out
Temperature at kickoff.
Isn't it a dome?
inside in Vegas.
Or outside? Yeah, outside. of
Outside
Vegas?
temperature or inside temperature? If it's inside, give me 70
Outside
degrees.
temperature.
Chris, 72.
The favorite right now is 51 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit at plus 110 odds.
I have an insider for that bet, so I'm gonna hold off on that one.
All right. You
Yeah.
should place that bet.
I'm texting the bank here in
The
morning.
first Vegas landmark shown is a prop.
Uh,
It's got to be the eye, right?
yeah, gotta be
Who?
the eye, the Las Vegas
sphere?
eye, the sphere,
Oh, the sphere, yeah.
sphere,
The sphere.
sphere.
Of course, will there be an octopus? Player catches a touchdown and their own 2-point conversion.
I don't think so.
Will anyone get arrested or caught with an escort?
Any
Like-
players?
Players?
Does it have to be Super Bowl players? 'Cause
Is it
somebody on the
a
Raiders
Chiefs
will
or a
get arrested
49ers player?
No, I don't think so.
Of course, there are Taylor Swift props. Well, and then we have to mention, will Kelsey propose to Taylor Swift on the
No.
field after the game?
I don't think so.
Yes, odds are sitting at plus 820.
They just started dating, man.
They're not that crazy.
No is heavily sitting at minus 2,000.
You know, I might take yes just for shits and gigs. It was plus 800.
Will Jason Kelsey be shirtless?
Hope so.
What's the odds for that?
Minus 175 for yes.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing.
It probably will be.
Shotguns of beer is at plus 125.
It's at plus 125?
Yeah.
Give me that. Taking that. Taking that one.
And then will any 49ers or Chiefs players be caught gambling in Vegas?
Like
Before the game?
Like at the casino? Or sports
Gambling
betting?
in general.
Will they gamble?
I'm gonna say
They
no. They're
can't.
not this
They
stupid.
can't gamble.
Like they can't go to a casino? They can't go play roulette to ease the mind?
Ease the mind.
What type,
Because
of,
the
coun-
Bills
what
was
type, what
the-
type of country is this?
The Bills in the Super Bowl probably back in the '90s probably were at that casino
Oh, yeah.
in Vegas and flew to wherever for the Super Bowl.
All right, Joey. You can't run from this.
Don't duck us.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
Switch the camera.
Switch it.
Right now.
He's checking his hair.
Show the people. Show the people.
For the first time ever.
Behind the scenes.
Let's see.
There
Hey.
There he is. All right, let's hear your take on the Super Bowl, Joey.
Who's winning it all?
49ers.
Whoa!
Hey!
Chris split room. Split room right here. Niners, Chiefs.
Yeah, I got Niners, man.
Huge shout out to Joey, as always, for
I've-
sticking on and producing with us.
This
Gotta
How
guy,
was
give
your
him his
pee?
colors.
Was that a good pee?
good P.
Sweet release.
Good P.
Good
I
pee.
won't be able to survive the rest.
Let's see. Where
So
we're
you
at.
get. That's why I
We're
do it.
sitting at just shy of an hour.
All right. So I feel like it's time. The greatest Big Yak moments up to this point through the first 80 episodes. Who wants to start?
I mean, I have. I'll go. You got. It's,
You've had the shortest
This is
tenure.
mostly for you two.
Yeah.
So go for it.
I'd probably say the most memorable moment of the Big Yak so far, first 80 episodes, has got to be the Coach P episode.
Okay,
has
that's on my list.
That has to be number one. I don't.
Wait,
I don't-
is it the one that
the one where
The
we had to
Lost
take off
episode.
the
the one
Lost
that
episode.
the lost episode? Yeah. Okay.
Because for me that was just traumatizing.
Bro was talking crazy.
And a lot of you guys Don't know what was said, and you're never gonna know what was said.
Just
that
know.
sounds so bad.
Just know he was on here talking crazy.
He was talking crazy.
He was talking wild.
So if you were tuning in live that day, you got to see some stuff. But just know that we had to take it was episode like 16, and we had to take it off the air immediately. And yeah, it was just. And to this day, my dad will go and say like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own podcast.
I'd watch
I'm gonna
that.
say whatever the fuck I want.
I'd watch the fuck out of that, dude.
That's
you
a-
kidding me? That'd be a funny ass podcast.
Tone answer too.
Yeah.
I say whatever I want on that motherfucking cocksucker.
I think a memorable moment for me, because it was a running joke, I think, for the first whole season of the show, was the Hofbrauhaus bet that just never happened.
Yeah.
We brought that on. It was like the second episode ever, and it's crazy to look back at some of these takes where it was like, I think that it was the 2022 season. I think that the Commanders are going to finish with more wins than the Eagles.
That was the 2022
So that was
What a take.
that was a take.
That's
Yeah.
quite. That's
That
that's
was-
a take.
That was off season 2022.
That was a take.
You want to know something? Is like a guy at the gym. I had a separate bet with him for the Giants because I told him about that bet, and so he was like, "The Giants are going to finish with 10 wins," and they finished with 9.
Motherfuckers just be delusional, dude.
Yeah, cause he's one of those guys that were like
Jeez.
a Brian Dable like
Truther.
fan club, and he was like, shout out my boy.
Dude, I hate people like that.
But he was like, Giants getting 10 wins. They got 9, almost got there. So they won the playoff game versus the Vikings, I think.
Yeah.
So I said we could just call it even. Yes, because he didn't get the regular season wins, but I was like, you know what? I told him at the gym the week of that game, I was like, if they win this game, I was like, you don't have to, because he owed me $20. So
Nice guy, Mike.
Wait, real quick. Did you guys know that there's people in the world that believe that Justin Herbert is a top 2 quarterback in the NFL?
Top 2?
And they die, dude. Have
people out there
Justin Herbert?
Yeah, you want to talk about fan clubs.
Justin Herbert truthers
are crazy.
or whatever the hell they call themselves are borderline. No, I can't say that word.
Borderline what?
I was gonna.
Cancel yourself before you leave.
No, they're delusional idiots. They're not like it has gotten to the point where they are worse than Tuanons.
Tuanons. I like
Tua's little fan club.
Tuanons. I
Damien?
like that.
Yeah, Damien's definitely a Tuanon, man. But no, like Twitter, like NFL Twitter is it's turning into the most annoying place ever.
It's toxic.
With just like people who just swear up and down on people that are just like they swear they're the greatest thing ever. Like, dude, people like worship the ground that Justin Herbert walks on, and I don't know why.
He has potential.
He has potential, but he's not there. He's nowhere near what some people say he is already at. Like there's people saying he's better than Josh. He's been better than Josh Allen since his rookie year.
No.
People say he's better than Burrow.
No.
Some people.
Draymond Green, no.
I think him and Tua are very evenly matched.
They were drafted pick.
They're very even.
That should be the conversation. Who's better, Tua or Herbert?
I might take Tua.
And then they're in their own little tier.
And everyone's argument for Herbert is like, well, you give Justin Herbert the weapons that Tua has and see what happens.
He has weapons.
Exactly.
He's had weapons.
He has
Like Keenan Allen doesn't exist, or
Yeah.
Austin Eckler does not.
Keenan Allen had like a career year this year.
yeah.
Like at 31,
Hell no.
32. Whatever.
Herbert is not that guy. He's not who you think he is. I promise.
I think. I hope. Here's the thing, though. I don't like who they signed as their O coordinator.
Nope.
I don't like Greg Roman as Justin
That
Herbert.
I don't love that for Justin
was
Herbert.
weird.
I like the Harbaugh
get ready
signing, and
Get
then-
ready to learn how to run the read option, there, brother.
Yeah, I like the
You're gonna be
Harbaugh
hurting
signing.
this year.
And then he goes and Greg Roman, who hasn't been OC in a couple years and was Lamar Jackson's OC. Two totally different quarterbacks, by the way.
No, they're the same. Talk to Herbert fans. They'll tell you.
They're the
He
same.
can run just like Lamar.
Yeah.
All right, sorry for getting everybody. Sorry for getting
No,
off
you're
track.
good.
You brought up your friend was like a
Yeah.
Brian Dable guy.
Yeah. So yeah, $20. I called it even. 'Cause,
Nice guy, Mike.
Yeah. What else?
I mean, obviously, like the Spotlight series, that was like
The first
that
Spotlight
was an
series
awesome
was-
whole series where we got to bring on college students, and this is definitely not a shameless plug for round 2 of the Spotlight series.
Mm-hmm.
Still coming soon. Got some things in the works. Reaching out to some players and working with agents and fun stuff. So trying to schedule all that and getting that ball rolling. Spotlight series is one of my all-time favorite memories of the last 80 episodes, for sure.
Yeah, Spotlight Series is definitely a fun time. Like, just getting to talk to some of these players and, like, some of these guys who... And then you watch them get drafted was, like, a
That
surreal
was...
moment.
I will
Like,
never forget, like, Mike and I's, like, text chain going back and forth. When we heard the name of one of the guys that we talked to, they're like, just got drafted. Like, I will never forget the Nick Jones pick.
Yeah, Chandler Zavala and Nick
Chandler
Jones.
Zavala was a huge one for us, too, because
Yeah.
that was early on day 3.
Yeah, and then Chandler got Hollywood on us, and so that's crazy. But shout out Chandler. No, I'm being serious. Like, literally, like, he came on, nice dude.
He was a real good interview, too.
Real nice dude. And then just, like, we would share something, don't even acknowledge it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't even, like, share our episode like he made an appearance
Didn't even
on
like
here.
it. Yeah.
I feel like he was just kind of like, that was a waste of my time. But I hope he didn't say that, though. This is the impression that we got, and,
It sounds like there's some beef. If he like walked down the stairs right now, would you say the same things?
I'd be
Oh,
like,
God, no. That's why we say it on the internet.
Would you?
Well, I'd be like,
Are you kidding me?
I'd ask him, be like, hey, like,
Like, yo, what the fuck is good with you, bro?
I wouldn't say it like that. I'd just be like,
No, why not?
because he's probably fucking massive.
He's 6'5", like 330.
Okay.
He's a starting guard for the Panthers.
Okay. And you're Mike Pareto.
What does that mean?
You know.
What am I gonna do? Tickle? Never mind.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, we're getting down that path. I would probably like ask him, and be like, yeah, I'd probably just say like, you went Hollywood, but like, is it in like a funny manner to try to like, break his balls?
And then he pancakes you.
Then he
and then
pancakes
it's
me.
over.
Then I die. Then I get sent into the demon realm. Other moments that were good. I mean, the first episode was an interesting one, and I was just nervous as hell. And
We were like way
really-
too like over prepped, and so we had like we had devoted like 15-20 minutes to talking Rams football. Like
Yeah, that was like the first.
Brother.
it was like we like jumped out the gate talking about Rams football.
Yeah,
Or what in the world? We were like trying so hard to not like lean on our Buffalo like
Yeah.
bias.
Yeah.
We were talking about the frickin' Rams.
Because they were the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, are they gonna like repeat? And it was just like just word vomit. And, like
And then Mike's doing his
I'm just
hip
like-
swingers in the.
I'm just like I'm so nervous, dude. I'm like, yo, I don't want to mess up. But yeah, that was the first episode was cool. Like having Taj on for our first guest. That was the morning of 4th of July. We recorded.
Yeah,
that
that's
episode, and
right.
I went and got destroyed at the beach, and just forgot who I was.
Was that what beach?
Sunset. That was the.
That was the. Is that the thing
That's
on the phone?
That's the
video on the phone?
Video on the phone of a certain guy that we know making out with a certain
thing.
overweight chick.
Yeah.
Nick,
No
I hope
names.
you're watching.
No names. But
I have
yeah.
a video of Nick making out with this.
Oh, why you say his name?
I just said it.
Why you say his name?
All
Moving
right.
on.
Moving on. Okay, I won't expose them. All right. What about you, Nico?
Birthday cake shots. That was fun for your birthday
Yeah.
last year. We
And then,
we had Taj back on for for birthday.
We're at the go.
And then
comes
we
out
were
with
all
this big cake.
and I don't know. I was kind of like tipsy for that show.
Yeah.
Like it kind of hit me a little bit because then we had I think we had another drink on top of it.
Yeah, you brought some alcohol. Like
Yeah.
you had
I
like
like-
your own like portable bar.
I like brought the booze for
That's
these.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, we took like a couple shots.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. What else was a moment? The Bills Broncos game this year when we went to or this past year where
That was a fun.
One of my favorite moments was the episode after that when we had
Joe Goodberry
Joe on
or
or Glenn.
Glenn Goodberry.
Sorry.
Yeah, Glenn was a good guest.
Yeah.
Glenn was.
And that was
Glenn
my
was
that was
fun.
my first episode like actually being a part of it, and I went on a rant. I was
Welcome to
Yeah, you joined the
podcast,
show
guys.
and
I was babbling, I was waffling.
you came
I
on the
was
show and
yapping.
brought the heat.
I was pissed off. I was just sulking for like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's awful.
That being said, like, what are we? Not to discriminate to other guests who, but like, who are you guys like favorite guests? I mean, obviously you said Glenn Goodberry. Any favorite guests, or like ones that like really like
D'Angelo,
Rememberable.
D'Angelo's always a good time.
D'Angelo?
D'Angelo's
like
a
the
fun
first
guest.
time when he was talking about the owner of the Colts and the whale.
Oh,
That
Jim
was,
Irsay.
that was hilarious. I was sitting here like I couldn't even like, and then we did the handsome man draft with all the quarterbacks.
That
That's
was
funny.
iconic.
That's funny.
That was a great episode.
Alan's always always a good time.
Alan's a great guest.
He's so just passionate
Yeah.
about everything.
The thing
I love
about Alan is just like we see him like out in public, and then like it just like continues. It's just like
it. how he is when he's on the air.
He's authentically
He's the
him.
exact same
Yes.
person.
I think an underrated one. We got to shout out our guy Dom Brown.
shout out Don Brown. Don Brown was one of those guys who I didn't really expect like him to. Just
He
drive
reached
out
out.
here.
He reached out to us too.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. I mean, he had a bigger following than we did at the time, and he still does have a bigger following than us. And he reached out to us and was like, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing. Check out these songs. If you ever want to collab, let me know."
And then yeah, we immediately like jumped on that because I've heard his music before, and then
You hear it at tailgates.
yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, this is him. And then it like all the like not memories, but like you remember like, oh my god, like this is him, like this is Don Brown, like he's coming out, this is gonna be cool.
I think the whole aspect of when we had that one guest on from Idaho, the Chargers fan from Idaho,
Chargers, oh Chargers Powder Hour.
the Chargers Powder Hour.
Yeah. Chargers Powder Hour was an interesting one. That was like a random like guy who I followed, and I was just like, you know what, man, you want to come on the podcast, talk Chargers football? He was like,
We were trying to get
Sure.
someone on every single week to represent each of the teams,
Idaho.
or each of the divisions at
People
least.
live there.
Yeah.
No, it was Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. That's what it was.
Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Nebraska.
That's somehow that sounds it's even worse. It's even further away from LA.
Yeah, he was from a Chargers fan from Nebraska, and he was cool. He was a cool guy.
I just don't understand how that happened.
And
Just
then-
never heard back from him. Just kind of like did that
Yeah.
interview. Just like never
Never
really,
interacted
like,
with us.
Oh,
never
fellas.
really.
You know what time it is.
Oh, it's piss time.
I think, and obviously we can't do this without mentioning Justin Gilmore,
Justin Gilmore.
who also brought Marcus Smith with him.
That
was probably one of our coolest episodes.
another episode where I was very nervous was that one because I mean I met
We had
both of them, but like to interview them in a manner of like, yo, this is like our podcast and like
that was our like first like big show. Like
I felt famous after.
they were like, they're successful in their own worlds.
Yeah,
That being said, Victor Formation season 2
coming
on the way.
coming out.
Check it out. We'll be blasting it. We always love to show our guy Justin some love. But yeah, and then he told us, he was like, "Listen, I can bring on Marcus Smith, former first rounder, if you want." And we were like,
Yeah, I was
What?
like, oh my god.
we were like, yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
he started teasing like other players too, and I was like sitting here, I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. And then like, we still, we had Marcus back on again, and
We had,
he's just a really cool dude.
Yeah, we had Marcus on his own for an NFC preview, and he's a great time. And
Yeah.
he's a content producer too. So shout out the Circle of M. That's
Yep.
his podcast talking about athletes' mental health. It's a really cool initiative and a really cool show. So check that out, and it's really interesting too. So
Yeah, I mean, like all the times.
and we had Naaman Roosevelt on too. Remember that?
No, it wasn't Naaman Roosevelt. It was
No.
Gerard Holloman.
Gerard Holloman. That's who it
We
was.
tried getting.
We
Naaman
were trying to get
Roosevelt.
Naaman Roosevelt. That's right.
I almost had him in the bag, and
It didn't work.
he backed out the last second. Shout out to some of the reoccurring guests, like Jules. Jules was. has
They
been
were the
on,
cogs
like,
that kept this thing rolling. Sean, Jules,
Sean,
Taj, Dexter,
Terrell Ford.
Terrell Ford, a good friend of ours, good friend of the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, shout out Terrell.
I think my favorite all time would be the first time I ever came on when we were still upstairs.
Navy Boy Jack.
Navy Boy
when I was still
Jack.
Navy Boy Jack, yeah.
Yeah, that was like episode 10.
Because that
Believe
was
it or
like,
not, I think that was our last recorded episode. We went live after that.
Yeah.
because that was the first time I'd seen you guys in
Years.
because we.
No,
were-
you saw me.
I don't think I saw you before my deployment.
That was also the episode that we were starting to debut our logo.
Yep.
Yep.
No, you came home like for Christmas.
No, I was, but I don't. We weren't like. I don't think we hung out.
We went to the bar.
Did we?
Remember, I went out
I
with
was there. I met you guys at Brickyard that one time.
That was after
Yeah.
my second deployment.
That's right. That's
so
right.
this is after my first deployment.
I think there was a night where you came home, and that's an old text message. There was a time where you would you had us all over. It was like me, Scott, Malik, Santino, and we were playing cards at your house. I have a video that's from like 4 years ago. 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, that might have been. That was probably.
I remember that. I remember seeing you for that. Then there was like another I tried visiting you when I was in LA. But it just our rent a car that we had, me and Theo, wouldn't reach to San Diego. We had what did we have? A Prius. We were driving a Prius around LA.
Jeez.
Yeah, and
Good luck.
it started getting it had something wrong with it, and yeah, we couldn't bring it to us.
Yeah, with that episode, we really didn't even talk much. We talked about like Bill stuff, and then we just played catch up on camera.
Yeah.
For like
We just
an
shot
hour
the
and-
shit for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good time.
Ryan Talbot too. That was also another cool guest.
He's a great guy. Great interview too.
Yep, Ryan Talbot. One of the
David Yarger. Can't forget about David Yarger.
Yeah, David Yarger. Shout out David Yarger.
Ben Holmes.
Ben Holmes. We haven't really heard back from him in a while, but
No, last we saw, he's on the Vienna Vikings.
yeah, Ben Holmes. That was a cool guest. A guy who, in our backyard, kind of in Orchard Park, if you want to say
Mhm.
that. You know, he was a cool guest. I'm trying to think of who else. But yeah, just a lot of
Anyone that we didn't mention, you were also a fantastic guest.
yes,
We love all of our guests.
yes.
We thank every last one of you for coming on.
Yeah, a lot of you know, I just want to like give a quick shout to you guys who like, you know, spent time out of your day to either come here, or come on Zoom, and you know, talk football. I know we you know said all the things and stuff like that. What 3 weeks ago, but you know, I just want to reiterate it again because this is the last time that me and Jackson will be on. We said on their socials February 7th, and it is February 7th. But yeah, we just want to thank everybody who decided to, you know, not decided to, we've asked and had the privilege to have on this podcast, and just, you know, want to thank you guys for giving us your time of day to talk to us about football, shenanigans, any other, you know, funny, kooky things and life. So yeah, I just want to thank all the guests that came on. Any other guests that I'm trying to think of? No, I think that's it. I mean, like we've had like Molly on.
Molly and Zach were on
Molly
a show.
and Zach,
Athletic Exchange Pod.
Atlantic Exchange.
Athletic
that was a cool
Exchange.
One. Oh, Tip Balls.
Tip Balls.
Tip
I mean,
Balls.
they were huge because the cool story about Tip Balls was they started around the same time as us. They were like we followed each other like really early on, back when we both had like a couple hundred followers, and then.
Right.
Then I think it was you that had reached out to them a couple weeks before the season started. And
'Cause
we're
of the
like, because the
Lions.
Lions-Chiefs game.
Yep.
And then from that point on, their content kind of blew up a little bit. They have like 5,000, 6,000 followers now, which is
Yeah.
awesome for them.
Yeah, they you know, and the support that they've gave us and stuff like that. You know,
Unwavered.
they tag us in reels. You know, they comment. You know, I remember after the Lions won the first playoff game, I think I texted Zolo.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what are you feeling right now? And he was like, so many emotions. Like, I'm on the verge of tears. Like, all this stuff. And it's like, you saw it on the TV. Detroit, you know, they needed that.
Yeah.
You know, they've been suffering for too long. But yeah, I think, you know, as again, want to say thank you to all the guests who've came on. You guys have been, you know, great. And here's to many more guests and the growing of the Big Yak as well. I mean, we're going on, it's about to be 9 o'clock, so I mean, we're probably going to wrap this up. Again, oh God. I can't express how thankful I am for, you know, being in this position, and for the last, you know, year and some change. You know, you guys have been great, and not just like people who are watching, but you guys as well. I mean, couldn't have done it without you guys. You know, I'm getting sad over here. Shit.
No.
I'm getting sad over here. Jackson's about to go nonverbal. I'm about to start shedding a tear, but yeah, I'm just internally grateful. I'm excited for what's next for this podcast. Again, you know, we said it, you know, over on socials and a couple weeks ago on our episode. We have the utmost confidence in Nico to carry this thing into the future and to have success and to
Grow it even bigger.
blow this thing up.
That's
Not in a
the
bit, like,
goal.
Blow this thing up in like a good way, like virally,
Not in the Sean
like
McDermott way.
a
yeah.
bomb. But yeah, just want to give a special thanks to Mr. Maranto. Wow, we're in high school again. Rich Maranto and Emerge. Big things coming out of Emerge. You know, he did one podcast before he got here, and he's doing one right now, producing it.
Man, don't stop.
He doesn't stop.
Man, does
He,
not stop.
you know,
Yeah, he's quote unquote retired.
yeah.
I think he works more now than when he was a teacher.
Yeah, Maranto is just one of those human beings who, you know, he does so much for his students and so much for the community, and I just don't think he gets enough credit for what he does. You know, he's really putting people in a position to spread their word, what they want to talk about. You know, as for like, you know, me and Nico, you know, we're both college students who haven't really gotten like the the jobs that we applied for in college. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a reason why we started this podcast was to, we both went to college during COVID. That was a crazy experience, and I felt like I wish I went during a different time, so I could have better chances at internships, stuff like that. So this podcast, was also a good resume builder as well. I mean,
it was our way to kind of form our own path into this industry, and the sports media industry is a freaking beast of a thing.
Yeah. So again, Mr. Maranto, Rich Maranto, however you know him as, just want to say thank you. He is growing as a human being, even in his not trying to call him old, but he's in his later. He's retired.
He's up there, man. He's
Yeah.
up there.
But everybody around here loves him. Can't thank him
Right,
enough.
Maranto's great. He's awesome.
Great human being, great teacher as well. He was a great teacher.
Legend.
Teacher in school, but a teacher in life too.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's Niagara Falls legend.
Niagara Falls legend. He's one of them ones.
I would say that one of them ones.
One
definitely.
of them ones.
Mhm.
Matt Johnson, just want to say thank you to you as well for giving us a home on the network. I know we don't really get to talk all the time. We just met when we started this podcast, but since then, you've been a really cool guy. You're also one of those guys who are a relentless hard worker. You do your own podcasts. You host this whole thing.
Unrelenting support from him.
Yeah, he's just been a very viable asset and friend, and he's came on the show before as well, and he's helped us propel to the point where we're at right now. And yeah, want to say thank you to Underdog as well. Thank you to anybody who has bought merch as well off Spreadshop. Again, you guys have been amazing as well. To SeatGeek and to Underdog, there's going to be big things going forward for Nico and the Big Yak. Thank you to Joey as well. Joey,
Shout out Joey.
Shout out Joey.
Round of applause for Joey real quick.
Applause for Joey. You came on, and you don't have to do this at all. We reached out. I interrogated you at my cousin's house, and I was like, you know what, we would love for you to come on and be our producer, and to help us out, because we had Ben, but Ben kind of did Ben things, and then with Maranto we wanted to take the load off Maranto because
So he can produce these two other shows that are happening around our show.
Yeah. So Maranto has so much on his plate. We wanted to take a load off of him. So we just want to thank you for spending your Wednesdays with us. You've been here, I believe, almost every time except for when you were sick.
I still think he could have been here, but that's
But yeah, I want to thank Jackson as well for coming on as well. Jackson also, busy guy going to Pennsylvania here and back. I want to thank you for spending your Wednesdays, and I want to thank Nico as well. Nico, I mean, me and you have been friends since the beginning of time.
You're one of my first friends.
T-ball, T-ball pictures, we all got them. Lasertron birthday parties, and then up until, high school, and now here in our adult years, I just want to say thank you to helping start this thing, and then now you're keeping it going. So again, have the utmost confidence, and this thing is, it's gonna take off.
This train's still rolling, and thank you guys for the unrelenting support as well. To reiterate what Mike said, 80 episodes down, losing a couple guys along the way, but another 80 episodes to look forward to.
Another 80 after that.
And another 80 after
Infinite
that.
more episodes to look at.
A lot of big things coming. I got a lot of things in the work. You're going to see this whole set. This set is going to be a little bit different moving forward, as we adjust into a solo show. That being said, though, you're going to see a lot more interviews. I have a lot of things coming. You're going to see some written content as well. Last year, me and Mike put together a website that I think has one post since its inception. But
Does it have a website?
there's a website. We have bigyakpodcast.com as our website. It's there. If you go right now, it's there.
Go visit it.
So I plan on using this really to to lock in and make my skill set a little bit more versatile. So expect to see more written content and just making Big Yak the destination to be for all your football wants and needs. So thank you guys. A lot more coming on, and checking out the BigYakPodcast.com. It's there.
Most recent episodes on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the episodes
yeah.
get updated.
Yeah, that's the only thing that updates on our site.
But I
Tweets
say-
and up.
I say I've definitely been tweeting.
Tweeting.
I've been tweeting.
He be tweeting.
I'll be tweeting.
But yeah, that's been it. Episode 80 in the books. Another 80 to go. Are you gonna be on next week?
Yeah, I don't know what time yet because it is Valentine's Day. So
It
it
is
might be at a
Valentine's Day.
special time. Joey, I'll keep you in the loop.
Special time for everybody. It's a surprise.
So yeah,
Better be here.
some point in time we'll be on the air next week. I don't know when. We're still figuring that out. But it'll be available on YouTube as soon as the episode's done recording. Still going to be live, so as soon as we go live, I'll make an announcement on the show.
All right. Well, this has been Mike Pareto with the Big Yak Podcast. Jackson Krebs as well with the Big Yak Podcast. We're signing off. So next week it'll be Nico and Joey, and that's how it's gonna be. So this is salutations. Thank you guys. And yeah, that's all
been fun.
That's all we got. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride as well. Well, we'll see you guys around. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Dude.